This is just another update along the chemo journey with a narcissist. So, for the last few weeks, probably since I think even before chemo started, to be honest, I've come to my days off, and sometimes I don't get them for many reasons. I'll talk about that in a second, or they're reduced down. And that's because, unfortunately, I think this happened before chemo. My dad was obviously still sick, still had cancer, and took various tablets. But I'd ask in the morning, "How are you?" Oh, and that'd be the voice, and things would be awful. And it could be that I opted to stay in the house because when someone who's ill starts like that and then tells you how bad they feel, and this isn't right and that isn't right, and I'm dizzy and I'm not good on my feet, and I'm a bit wobbly this morning, or I feel this or I feel that, you adapt your plans willingly, obviously, and stay in. And I found when I've done that the past few months, and probably even longer, this has probably been going on since childhood, and probably brought this on as well through my actions of responding to that, and if I'm believing people when they say they're really ill and they can't be left alone or whatever. And then, of course, I've cancelled my day off, stayed in, done different things, and then the other person's been perfectly fine. And I get to the end of it thinking, hold on a minute, I didn't get my day off. And obviously so every 3 weeks when we go for chemo, that happens on my days off, and I'm more than happy to do that. It's not always pleasant. I'm sure I'll do a clip on that in terms of how I'm treated along those journeys and things that just happen to be said to nurses or doctors. But this morning I asked how my dad was, and really bad, and this voice comes out. And I've realised that happens when it could be the post is late, or something is said on TV, and you think there's a major disaster about to happen, and it's actually nothing. So I've learnt now not always to respond to that voice and do my own checks. So this morning, he feels awful, this, and that, and I'd obviously heard him pottering about in the morning, and nothing sounded out of the ordinary. And then he says, I've opened the gate and I'm not going to cancel the next door neighbour coming round. He comes round on this day for a chat. And I said, okay, you can't be, it's not that bad if you're up for a chat. And I carried on as normal, whereas if that had been any other day, I'd have listened to what he said and I would have cancelled my day off and stayed in and been completely, probably, fooled into not doing anything, not leaving him alone, not meeting up with friends, not meeting, not having a good day, just in the house. And if I'd stayed in the house, he wouldn't have talked to me, or he would have been aggressive in his comments, or something would have been wrong. So I put my foot down today for myself and said, no, actually, he's okay for the neighbour to come round. I'll still be back to give him his injection later on, but I deserve a day off. Yesterday, on my day off, I stayed in. I did some housework throughout the day and things that I wanted to do as well on day off, so that I could have today free and out the house. And my brother's away, the week after our dad has had chemo, so clearly he's not concerned. Although he tells people he does everything, always. He is the always and everything man, which clearly is not true. But I've become aware that my dad lies. I don't like it. I'd rather he could tell the truth, be honest. If he's worried, he gets anxious when there's nobody in the house with him, then fair enough. But I don't think it's that. It's around whenever I have a day off, and if I am mixing, I'm having fun, and that's not allowed. And if you've followed this channel and listened to other clips, you'll know for my birthday a couple of years ago how he turned when he realised I'd had fun with other people. And luckily for me, I remember how he was with my mum, that he also limited her time. He limited her freedom, which is what he tries to do with me around the use of the car. My mum bought into it and lost her confidence, and I have explained in terms of the car that I am a very confident driver. I have driven many cars in many different countries, more so than him, though I haven't added that bit because that would really set him off. So there is nothing wrong with my driving. Now I know he'll make out to other people that there'll be seriously things wrong. But unlike my mum, who stopped driving and lost her confidence completely, and then obviously lost a lot of her freedom, if she didn't have people who could take her places or she couldn't get out on the bus or whatever, I will not allow that to happen for me. I go out for walks and I'm happy to use public transport, and luckily I'm able to in terms of mobility, which my mum wasn't always able to do. But yeah, so if you've got a narcissist in your life and they're going through a period of illness, just be aware that their victim mode can be a complete play act. And obviously I'm very aware of he is ill, he does obviously have cancer, he is going through chemo. A lot of it will be true, and the danger is the one time I believe it's not to be true and it turns out to be, that would be awful. So I do give in to a lot of it just in case, and he obviously knows that. But I just wanted to express that this morning. That's what we've had this morning. So I have ways just to check it out, see the truth, because other times I've returned home and he hasn't realised, and he's been completely fine in the front room, and then when he's realised I'm in the house or when I've shouted to him, oh, it's a completely different act. His head is in his hands, he's so tired. Whereas when I come through the door, he's been put absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So just be aware of that if you're being used, and stick to your time for you. Carers need their time. Enjoy.